These unique works become even more impressive with this different information. Today, we will present you 10 little-known information about unique works. If you know anything about this subject, you can specify it in the comments. At the top of the Eiffel Tower is a small apartment specially built for him by Gustave Eiffel. Today, the room containing the statues of Edison and Eiffel is open to visitors. Edward Munch's painting The Scream is one of the iconic works of the 20th century. Munch says that what inspired the painting was that the sky suddenly turned blood red during a walk with friends. Stating that he felt very tired all of a sudden, Munch heard nature screaming. A very accurate description. When the Krakatoa volcano in Indonesia erupted in 1883, the sky was exactly as Munch had described. When the impact of the explosion reached Munch's area 2 days later, the newspapers would write that the air was illuminated with a red reflection as the sun went down. Almost everyone knows why the Leaning Tower of Pisa is leaning. The foundation was not solid. However, the identity of the architect of the Leaning Tower of Pisa remains unclear. The most important reason for this is that the construction of the tower took 200 years. Although many historians state that the Leaning Tower of Pisa was designed by Bonanno Pisano, a stronger candidate is an architect named Diotisalvi, who also built the city's cathedral and the San Nicola Bell Tower. The man behind the Statue of Liberty was abolitionist and politician Edouard de Laboulaye. Laboulaye, who gave great support to Abraham Lincoln's anti-slavery policies, wanted to celebrate freedom, democracy, and the end of all forms of slavery, while gifting the Statue of Liberty to the United States. That's why the Statue of Liberty has a broken chain under its feet. If you look high enough, you can see the chains symbolizing the freedom and liberation of the people. The Egyptians wore a beard after the Sphinx was made to identify the Sphinx with their god Hormukhet or with the pharaohs who wore an artificial beard as a symbol of sovereignty. 1/3 of this beard is on display in the British Museum today. Some other fragments of the beard were found between 1925 and 1926 and are preserved. In 2007, a computer scientist and musician named Giovanni Maria Palla claimed that there were notes hidden in Da Vinci's famous painting The Last Supper. According to Palla, if a person drew 5 lines on the piece and marked the places where the hands of Jesus and the apostles were, and read it from right to left, a musical piece would emerge. Stating that Da Vinci played the lyre and designed some musical instruments, Fazzosi states that there is an important harmony in The Last Supper, and that he believes this harmony can point to music. The American Navy and land forces were against the color of the bridge as they were against the construction of the bridge from the beginning. The dominant color of bridges at that time was gray, black or brown. The Army demanded that the bridge be painted with black and yellow stripes because when the fog settled, a bridge to be built in other colors would be invisible. However, the architect of the bridge, Irving Morrow, had another plan. Morrow decided to make the bridge orange to both solve the problem and capture an iconic image. In this way, the bridge was visible both in the fog and in a wonderful contrast with the blue sky. John Singer Sargent knew he was going to become famous when he was doing what he called Portrait of Madame X, but he hadn't expected such a thing. After the painting was exhibited, a big event happened. In the original version of the painting, the strap on Madame X's right arm had fallen down, revealing a significant part of her body. Critics slammed Sargent on the ground, declaring that the work was immoral as it stands. Sargent was overwhelmed by the criticism and decided to return to England, but he could not feel comfortable here either. His family, the Gautreaux, were also in disgrace because of the scandal. They asked Sargent to rearrange the painting. Finally, Sargent bowed to the pressures and corrected his work and made the above chaste. We know that huge statues of Thomas Jefferson, George Washington, Theodore Roosevelt, Abraham Lincoln were made on Mount Rushmore and that the work is still not completed, but few people know about the time capsule here. Gutzon Borglum, the architect of the work, was also planning to build a time capsule in this monument where historical documents and items that shape American history, such as the American Declaration of Independence and the Constitution, would be exhibited. When he passed away in 1941, he could not realize this dream. However, in 1998, the American Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, documents containing the memories of American presidents sculpted on the mountain and Borglum were placed in a titanium case and placed in the unfinished part of the monument. This time capsule will remain untouched for thousands of years inside the mountain. Michelangelo and Pope VII. They literally came face to face because of the Judgment Day painting on the walls of the Clementine Sistine Chapel. The Pope wanted a work on the wall symbolizing the Day of Judgment, but Michelangelo was a bit too liberal and asked the prophet. He painted Jesus, Mary, and countless other characters naked, with their genitals exposed. Biagio de Cesena, the Pope's assistant in charge of protocol, also joined those who said that Michelangelo's work was lewd. According to Cesena, this painting was worthy of being displayed in a bar or bathhouse, not in a church, and as such it should have been censored or destroyed altogether. Michelangelo was so angry with Cesena's backward ideas that he painted Cesena's face as the face of Minos, the god of the underworld. Moreover, he added huge donkey ears to this face to show Cesena's stupidity. In 1564, it was decided to censor the picture and to make naked people wear trousers. The painting was exhibited in this new form for a long time. Restoration of the painting to its original form was also accepted during restoration in 1993. After the parts added to the picture were deleted in 1564, Michelangelo's last surprise for Cesena came to light. A huge snake was biting the penis of Minos, who had Cesena's face.